Beautiful people, welcome once again. Welcome to another Sports Frenzy podcast. And I just hope that the weekend has been good to all of you. It has been a rainy one, so I hope that all of you have been keeping safe and all is well with you. So, yeah, let's keep on enjoying the Saturday, man, and also remainder of the weekend. So, yeah, yesterday there was a Diamond League meet, and there were some good performances, and there was some that we had to scratch our heads, and some people never turned up, and some picked the start. So yeah, a lot of things to get into. But without further ado, let me just bring on the man who said that yo, you have a piece of whipping for Gituna because I'm gonna beat him constantly. But when he's right, you guys won't admit that yes, I am right. So without further ado, let me just bring in the voice himself, the voice of reason, the voice of opinion, and the voice of the people. Kemp himself. Welcome, bro.
Yo. How we doing?
Good,
You
left
know,
fam. I
like,
can see that you're flexing your muscles on the people tonight, eh?
just cool, yeah, brother. Just that. Just cool.
But everything blessed.
Yeah, no, everything is good. Wonderful Saturday was, and it's nice and warm over where I'm at. So, can't complain, brother. You know it.
All right. And big up to the people in the chat. Antoinette Grace, big up Jeremy Watson, same way. Alex B, big up yourself, same flame. Big up with the same flame. Fresh card. You know the thing go already. So boss,
Yep.
lot of thing happened yesterday. I mean a lot of things. Some that had some of us smiling and some that had some of us looking all bad and all of those stuff. And Fire out already out firing some shots, saying that Kem's feeling too good tonight. Why him look so happy? In camera stand need for drop.
God, fire, big up yourself. Man. You know it,
But I'm trying to weigh my mind as to where to start because, as I said, there's quite a few things that I really want to get into. And should I start off with the big guns or should I just start off with the thumbnail? You know what? That's where I'm going to start. So, man himself, Rashid Broadbell, remember when we were here the other night, I said that I expected him to beat Answer Parchment and at least finish top two. Well, he went one step further. He beat Grant Holloway just the other day, and once again here he was beating Grant Holloway again in a personal best time of 12.99 seconds. A look at the gradual progression of this youth. I mean, yeah, we saw the talent while he was at MVP. He was beating all the sprinters, but then for whatever reasons, thing never go along with him and MVP. Went over to Elite. Now he seems to be getting back into that sort of shape. And he has been running faster and faster ever since World Champs. I pointed it out, and even at World Champs, remember that it wasn't really a case of him really faltering much. It was just a case of probably some misjudgment with the hurdles that cost him going into the final, maybe. But separate and apart from that, let's just take that out of it. Ever since World Champs, he has just kept on improving more and more and more. So when I think about what he did yesterday and what he has done throughout the season so far after World Champs.
So again, good night to everyone watching, everyone in the comment section. Definitely thank you for the support. Broadbell. So I said it the other night. I said you said since World Champs, I said that since quote unquote the Commonwealth Games, because again, I think the same thing with with any sport. Basketball, once you see the ball go in the basket, you get some more confidence. Football, the ball go in the net, you get some more confidence, right? Cricket, you hit a six, you get some more confidence, right? So, I think he just needed to win. As you alluded to, when he was at MVP, before he got hurt, I hear that he would have been the next best thing, right? Then he got hurt, asked for a medical exemption, didn't get it, and then it just went downhill from there, right? Fortunate for him, he's a youngster, right? He's a youngster, so you have a lot of years ahead of him. Now, fast forward, made the team, a lot of persons, what is he going to do at World Champs? Okay, didn't make the finals at World Champs, but hey, but to the Commonwealth Games where I believe that, athletes who are upcoming, that is where they should start, build their confidence there, right? Went to the Commonwealth Games, won the Commonwealth Games. After that, you ran against Grant Holloway in a race, beat him. People say, hey man, backups, blah, blah, blah. right? But again, I don't really look on first, second, third. That is second nature to me. And the primary thing to me is always execution. How did you execute the race, right? Did you go through your phases well? How are you getting over the hurdles? Just like with Grant Holloway, I always say the last 25 meters of his race is probably the worst. And for such a great athlete, it's impossible that this man just haven't fixed it. The coaching staff haven't fixed it. Right? Whether he's running against slow pokes or competitive people, he struggles in the last 25 meters. But for Broadbell, we see that his technique is improving. We see that he's running fast and he's running confidently, getting over those hurdles quickly. The transition is easy, and as a result, a personal best. Anytime an athlete can run a personal best, there's really nothing bad we can say about it. Like it's a personal best. This is the best you've ever done,
I love when you
right?
got to say that because I remember even we're talking about the world champs, we said that people think that we're bashing the athletes, but it's not a case of that. We're saying that hey, if they don't make the final, at least come out with a PB. If we see a PB, we can say yes. At least we know that they give it their all. And
Absolutely.
you basically killed the next question that I was about to ask you, because I
Mm.
was about to ask in regards to Broadbell,
Uh-huh.
which part of his race would you say is the strongest, and based on what you have seen, where do you really need to strengthen?
So I'm not really a quote unquote hurdles fanatic or really go through the intricacies of hurdles. I'll read up or listen to other experts. And I would say, I believe that, I believe like a start can always be improved, especially in his young tenure. I believe if he's going to continue to compete against the likes of Grant Holloway, and now we see Trey Cunningham even getting better. Obviously, you have a Hansa Parchment. And so Hansa finish fast, Grant starts fast, right? So I think Broadbell just need the balance, right? If he can get out just enough and just keep that pace throughout the race while continue hurdling well, I think he'll do well. I don't know about the injury history for him. I know he was just hurt, but again, when we switch over to Hansel, I don't know that man always injured for some reason. But for Broadwell, I think Jamaicans can look forward and say, yes, this is a guy in the hurdles that is definitely next to come. So again, get the Commonwealth goal now. He starts getting some bookings on the Diamond League circuit. That's always a great sign as well. Now, Budapest coming up, world champs. You know, put your focus towards that. Let us see what he can do. But I think the young man ceiling is way up there. I think he has a very, very high ceiling, and so yeah. So that's just it. Definitely. I don't know about Omar McLeod. When I look at all the Jamaicans, you have the Omar McLeods, you have the Orlando Bennett, you have Hansa Parchment, and now you have Broadbell, right? So I don't know what's happening with Omar McLeod. I don't know how he's going to progress. I don't know how he's going to come back. Just looking at that, I think Broadbell, is a ticket right now, as I say, 12.99. It's a great time. We have some persons who are Olympic champions that have never run 12.99 since Whopper Kid Phillip, right? So again, doing that 12.99 now, especially after the championships, is really showing that this man, is going places.
All right, Robbie, big up yourself, man. DM, big up yourself, same way. And we're now joined by calling Mr. Cha Iron. Otherwise, Wally, big ups, man. Oh, God.
Greetings, greetings, greetings.
All right, so I know that you watched the Broadbell races today. What you thought about his performance?
Actually, I didn't get the opportunity to see it, but based on the commentary on the race subsequently, it seemed like he had a strong race, and he executed right through. I don't know if seeing the race Kim's Levon, if he was under pressure at any time, because that is also another factor in the hurdles. If you're out and comfortable, it's easier to execute than if somebody is right with you stride for stride. So I didn't really have the opportunity to see if that was actually the case in that particular race. Levon, I don't know if you want to jump in on that.
Actually, it was similar to the race that he ran just the other day that he beat Holloway in a sense. Alloway was out there as always because as Kim just pointed out, I think you never heard when Kim said it, but Alloway is always the one that is out of the blocks quick and up until 70 meters is leading. But Broadbell, he was out as well. Eventually pulled beside him, and yeah, you could say some amount of pressure, but just overcame it. And the thing is that from last, I think it was 2 seasons ago now, from about 2 seasons ago, people have been saying that in terms of between the hurdles, is very quick. So what he needs to work on was his hurdling technique. And that is the part of his race that I can see that, yes, slowly but surely it's coming together. Now, not naturally as a fast starter if you look at him, how he actually races, but that is also improving. But his strongest part of his race is normally the last three hurdles. That is where you really see the strength coming in. And he's a good athlete, and I really think that he can go on. And if he's placed under pressure, I think he's trying to develop that mental fortitude because what we should remember, that he's still pretty young.
He
Going by
is
memory, I think he's
he's
21.
what? He's 27. He's
Oh,
27.
21, 22.
22.
Yeah.
Whoa. Whoa.
Yeah, he's pretty young, man. That's why
So
people are trying. All right, I don't like when they rush it in, but a lot of people are trying to say that if he stays injury free next year, he'll be unbeatable.
how old is Omar McLeod?
He's around 28, 29. I think he's 29.
Hansel is 30. 32.
Omar is 28. So Omar is 28. Let's do it quickly. Ansley is actually 32.
Okay. As Kens was saying earlier, then I mean his ceiling is really high. His ceiling is really high.
Yeah, and the thing with it, Wally, is that there's quite a few youths that are coming through. So as Kems mentioned earlier, like you have Broadbell, and one that he never mentioned was also Orlando Bennett. There's another one that is improving leaps and bounds, and I think he's 23 and he's coming through. And the guy that is overseas, Damian Thomas, still pretty young as well, 22 thereabouts. So you have a good crop, and then you have the elder statesmen in Ansel Parchment, Omar McLeod, because I heard that he's gone back to his old coach where everything went right for him. That's what I heard. But this is a man that is just up and down. And then you have Ronald Levy. I don't know if he'll recover from that severe injury, but let's see. So the hurdles program is looking well, and I'm happy to see it. Reason being, we become so caught up on the sprints that we totally forget about the other events. Now we're seeing that other athletes are coming through in these events. So yeah, I'm happy where it's actually going.
I'll tell you this about track and field, boss. Okay, name one. All of these athletes won't be great, and
Yeah.
that is just a fact side, right? Some are going to be poor, some are going to be very average, and a few are going to be great, right? So out of the lot, I know I see Fireheart talking about Thomas. That dude not doing anything. He'll just be an average hurdler. He's not going to be any world beater or anything. He's going to be an average hurdler, right?
Why you say that though? Why you say that?
Huh?
Why you say that?
I don't know. So I guess being in a track and field space is like you have an eye for certain things. Like so, when I see an athlete, let me show you for example.
Mm-hmm.
When I saw, let's see, I want to see. Okay, perfect. When I saw the first time I see Brianna Liston, I didn't need Brianna Liston to run 15 more races to know that Brianna Liston will be sensational. Like you just know. It's like I don't know if explain it. It probably sounds silly. I don't know if explain it, but like we just know. Like for example, like I said, and I made a comparison, Wally, to a coach, right? People are talking about give Elaine coach time and kind of things. I say, if you're a great coach, you don't need to tell me you're a great coach. Like I know you're a great coach, right? Like you see certain things and you know say them great. So I'm looking at the Thomas dude and hey, I'll give him some more time, but again, just on the law of averages, everybody just can't be great, right?
Right.
Similar when
Quick
we have a
question,
million.
kids. Is it a case of because he hurdles lazy, well not lazy but sluggish? It tends to run the races very laid back, and it's
Mhm.
like he's not moving. That's how he basically runs the event.
What's his PB?
He's actually pretty quick. You guys can
Yeah, I think Fireheart said it's around 13.11, something like that. But again, all right, Wally, let me show you another example. Let us look on all the females that we saw coming out of high school over the years at champs. Who we thought, yeah man, Simone Facey, Anisha McCarthy, what? Shaloni Calvert, what? And they thought, you think about all these athletes that's coming out and you say, yeah, they're not going to be great. But guess who can be great? Elaine Thompson, never hear about her at champs. Shelly and Fraser Price, barely hear about her, right? So, again, I just look at that and everybody can be great. I might be wrong, but I'm really and truly, I'm hardly ever wrong. And we'll talk about how hardly wrong I'm ever.
So is it that you're basing your assessment on the fact that you're not seeing the enough potential there for them to become
It,
great, or you're looking at more external factors, whether it be
all
the
right,
class that they're in or maybe the lack of discipline? What
all
you
right.
looking
So again, on the Thomas dude, I have a very limited knowledge, but he doesn't wow me. Again, when I saw Broadbell, when I saw Hansel, when I saw Grant Holloway, Orlando Bennett, not worrying about. So,
But
so you
Kims,
see,
but Kims, let's give the guys fair share because we're talking about him as if he's a bug. Remember, this guy actually equaled William Belosian's 110 hurdle junior record. No? He ran
okay,
12.99, I believe it was at the time, and then he ran his PB last year 13.11, and he's coached by Dennis Shaver. So you don't think that Shaver can get him up to the elite of all elites in this event?
nope, nope. I will
Because
have
he's
this.
no slouch, to be honest. Even though he runs sluggish, he's no slouch.
Yeah, but no, we're going to have this conversation 5 years down the line, and then it's going to be Kim's right again. Again, I don't think he's a scrub. He's an athlete, but I just think he's going to have an average track and field career. That's just what I'm thinking. That's my opinion. It's not a fact, not a set in stone. I just think that.
But interestingly, Kims, remember, Hansel Parchment, his early hurling career wasn't necessarily auspicious, I mean, as Jamaicans, we used to say, boy, him kind of hurdle slow, him take too long. How long is he going to take to fix this problem? And when he got the bronze, we said, well, all right, we see some potential there, and he fixed his issues, and he moved, he progressed from there. As compared to like Omar McLeod, where right off the jump he said, boy, this guy is quick. He was running sub 10 for the flat 100, and you were kind of saying, wow, if he's this quick over the flat 100, then can you imagine what he'll do over
So,
hurdles?
okay, so what I'm gonna tell you, say, from Omar was in high school because he went to Manchester before he went to KC,
Right.
And he used to run 400 hurdles as well, right? And from seeing my Manchester, maybe like the youth are gonna be good. The youth are gonna be very good. Again, it all depends. I believe it really depends on how you transition and who you go to, right? Who coaches you is important, right? And especially when he left Manchester and then he went to KC, I think that was probably the best move he could have made of his career. And then, go to KC and then go overseas, and then we all know what happened, right? So again, I might be wrong. Thomas might be the one that slipped through the cracks. But again, when I look on the law of averages, Wally, I'm just looking at the law of averages. We cannot tell me in which event as Jamaicans have we had 4, 5 elite persons all at once. Like it just never happened. It just really and truly never happened. Some are great, some are average, some just not good. I just saw it go. I just saw it go, boss. Right? Again, I just saw it work out because again, I don't know if it's just a sort of world set, just like how everybody can be, everybody can reach. Everybody can reach. All right, look on it, Wally. Me, you, and Levon, we all work hard. We all work hard. But Levon probably have more money than me. You probably, so Levon probably be the millionaire. you would probably be all right, just well off. I mean, probably be the poor man. I just saw it go. I
Yeah,
just saw it go.
but a lot of that have to do with the lifestyle as well,
Well,
you know.
not on the sure, but again, when it come on to the track and field again, let us look on over the men's side now. Let's just talk about men's sprints. When our male sprinters were quote unquote dominant, let's just look at the 100 and 200. It was really and truly you had Usain, who was the elite standard, and then Johan was, I'll say Johan was right there as well. But Asafa, I can't put Asafa as elite. I just can't put Asafa as elite. And then you have Michael Frater, who once in a while he will win a little silver medal at one little championship. But Michael Frater had an average career. Nesta Carter, relay runner. So, when we look at it,
But
everybody
Kim, so they
can.
say that would they say that they are the average career
Who?
based on the talent that they had? So what if their talent is at max level, right? And they just perform to the optimal level of their talent or their potential. Would you say that it was average?
All right, so the trajectory that Michael Frater was on, I believe he would have been a star athlete. But again, everybody can be a star. Some just have to just hold the average role, and that should be okay. So again, for me, I just think that Thomas will be an average hurdler, an average hurdle career. That don't mean him can't get a bronze at a Commonwealth or him can't win the NCACs. I not say that can't happen. But where Olympics and World Champs is concerned, all right, come on now. Let's get serious.
Yo,
Like
you're
that's
disrespectful, like
no,
you.
I'm being honest, boss. That's so it go. Right, that's why you have Bill Gates and them and everything. All right, Levon, if me personally, if I had the opportunity to pick, I would want to have as much money as Bill Gates, as much money as them man, or whatever. And best believe, I'm working very hard to reach there. Will I ever reach there? Probably not. That's just so it's set.
All right. But anything else before we just move on to the next?
I need you to move on to the sprints, boss. That's what I'm waiting on.
Man, just jump is so easy, man. We could just clear the mind out at once first, man. So yeah, I will man up. Yeah, right. Johnny beat my girl. So
Huh?
you have that
Oh,
one, man. And big up to Andrew Hudson, man. I think we predicted him to come fifth, and that's what he did. So
mm-hmm.
yeah, it's not even about the placing as a matter of fact. It's just the fact that he had the opportunity to actually got invited to a Diamond League and earn himself some bucks. So yeah, happy for that for the guy. I love it, man. Brittany Anderson had some mess up in the race. Tobias Wilson came at second behind Camacho Quinn, and Camacho Quinn is a whole bucket or ton load of consistency when it comes down to 12 threes. Ever since 2 years ago, she has been running 12 threes over and over and over and over. Again, we said it that Stephanie and McPherson wouldn't have won that race. There
Ah,
it was
boy.
again. Paulino won the race. Stephanie number one rank, but it's because she has run a lot of races and the other athletes hasn't run as much as her on the League circuit. So yeah, Paulino won it ahead of Williams and Cofield. So yeah, let's get it going. Women's 100 meter. You
You
know,
sure? You sure you want to go this up first? We can talk about the rest of stuff there, man. All right, listen. I have something to say really quickly. And I was trying to look it up because I had saved it somewhere, but I can't find it on my phone. But I am here to say, and I remember me telling you about this podcast yesterday. Right now, you have people all the way in Budapest watching this podcast, right? And let me tell you, I am here to say, right? I am here to say, Noah Lyles will break Usain Bolt 200-meter record within a 4 year. Within these four championship years. Remember, and I'll tell it for the people who are just tuning in. You know, we have World Champs 2023, Olympics 2024, World Champs 2025. That is it. 3 years, right? So within those 3 years, Noah Lyles will break Usain Bolt record.
All right.
No. All right,
So,
sorry,
so
go ahead.
yeah, man, I just want to shoot something off of you still now, because me, I'm gonna believe the record to get broken still now, because you don't know, said a 400-meter record, them once it gone. 100 for women, same way. 200 for women, same way. But one thing I can say, I like Lyles, but and just like you made a bold statement just now, Noah Lyles will not
Not
break that 19.19. I've
agree.
seen enough of
100%.
Lyles to can categorically say that he won't break that 19.19. I see him get into 19.2, yes, but not 19.19. 19.27 thereabouts, yeah. But 19.19, nope.
Let me tell you,
Go ahead.
Noah Lyles fast, if I'm not mistaken, and don't quote me on this, but I'll say his past 15 races is all sub 20. Carly, what are you betting, Kems? I want your spot on the panel if you lose, and I want your number, Carly. So let's have a bet. You take my spot, I take your number. How about we do that? Well, anyway, listen. Noah Lyles have been run like he's flirting around it. Listen, the man has been running. Listen, when Noah Lyles go there to run, all right. You see when other persons are running 200, when they're leading the field, they're pulling up, easing up. Noah Lyles is running to break that record. Every single race he goes out there, that record is on his mind. Does it mean he's going to break the record every single time? No. But he's training the body, he's training the mind, he's training how to react. And I'm telling you, that 19.5 that he ran in that meet Wally, trust me, if it was smooth conditions, that would have been a 19.2 because it was rainy, it was cold, and it was a negative wind. And the man, 19.5. Listen, I am here to say it again for those who are just tuning in. Noah Lyles will break Usain Bolt's 200-meter record. And when he does, a lot of Jamaicans are going to faint, are going to have some serious issues. They have to go to the hospital. And I'm sorry about that, but I'm telling you, I am gearing you guys, be ready. Because, and I'm telling you, he's going to run anywhere between 19.11 and 19.17. That is where it's going to be. Remember, I told you guys,
Today's
Noah
what,
Lyles
the
will break
27th
that.
of August 2022.
All right, there you
Yo,
go.
remember producer to pin
Yeah,
this video.
I'm
So
thinking,
Wally, before I get to you, Wally, yes, fair at saying that Lyles cannot break the world record unless he is consistently running 9.7s. A one off couple 9.800 meter speed, not doing it.
you can listen. You can say what you have to say now for your heart because again, on the
Same
same
thing,
man I got
Ali.
tell me say on the same man I got tell me say Shericka Jackson can break Flojo 200 record and Shericka Jackson can run 10.7 and expect for broke that record. So make we have the same energy.
But hold on
Again,
a sec. Let's just add a little clarity to your argument. So it wasn't a
okay.
negative win. It was actually a positive 1.3 meters per
Yes,
second
man.
win.
That was
False, false narrative,
Of
man.
course, it was
well
positive.
False
I
narratives, man.
but hold on. I prefaced my comments before where I said do not quote me. Do not quote me.
So hold
I
on.
might have a few things
Aren't
with
we
to
supposed to hold
ask.
you accountable?
Well, they can hold me accountable, of course.
That's
And
what
I
we're doing.
okay, sure. But I am saying, right, Noah Lyles' last 100 meter is faster than Usain Bolt's last 100 meter. He just once he works on the start and getting around that curve, it is going to be serious, serious problems for that world record. Remember, I tell you, he got 19.31. If he's in that ballpark, if he stays fit, it is going to be absolute trouble. In the next 3 years, because we'll still have this show, right? We're gonna get big and big, but we're not dashing away. We have this show. I'm telling you, Noah will break that record. Well,
Bro, everything you say, I get refuted, So
what you
there
mean?
ain't never that far the
What
race
you mean
run.
when? Of course, What is she talking about? Of course it was raining. For your heart, you must ask a rhetorical question. Go and look back at it. It was raining. All the athletes were talking about it. Cold, raining, windy. All of them were talking about it. And I mean, go ask Noah Lyles when it was raining. Go ask Elaine when it was raining. Go ask Shericka. They all said it. Well, don't ask me. Ask the
But
weatherman when I'm set to rain.
James, I think when Bolt ran the world record in it for the 20 meter, he was the one that run into a negative wind.
Well, okay. Well,
That,
you
that, that,
already.
that is just to show you how impressive he was. But
Yeah,
you know, up to
well,
this very day, we still beat him now because that man should have put this record out of sight. Else you know there's a table board Lyles can break it. That man
well,
should have put that to 18 seconds.
well, that is his fault. Lyles will put it to 18 seconds soon. So he's going to break it first and get the 19-1-1, 19-1-2, between 19-1-1 and 19-1-5. And then after that, he's going to, I think in Los Angeles, I think at 2028,
Uh-huh.
thereabout, he's going to set it to 18 seconds. Just remember me telling you, remember me telling you. All right, remember me telling you. That's all
All
I have
right.
to say.
The man that likes to play it safe because this man tells an record not get broken so easy so soon. So Wally, it's over to you now.
All right. So we as I've said on each occasion when I'm here with Kim's, his name should be the voice of confusion, right? Right? The voice of dishonesty, right? See, so he's creating this false narrative about negative headwind to substantiate his point that Noah Lyles is within range of the world record. Now, let us look at his track record. This is a gentleman who said, one, Shelly cannot run 10-6, right? This is a gentleman who said categorically, in no uncertain terms, that Shelly will not medal in the 200. And there are many other things that he has spoken very loosely,
Someone, I don't mean
very
to cut you,
loosely.
Wally. I don't mean to cut
No,
you.
no, 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 no,
But no,
no.
no, no, no,
You
we're
got
not
no, no,
talking.
no.
Hold on, no.
You were on your podium for 5 minutes uninterrupted, and I was
So,
silent.
someone in the
My
comment
time
section.
no.
Hold on,
My time
hold
no.
on, we
My
have to
time no.
attend. Listen. We are not. Listen. The people in the comment sections need answers. We need them in order for the show to grow. We don't need you. We don't want to hear what you have to say. We are answering the people in the comments. Let me answer a question. Someone was asking a question. Let me answer. Somebody was asking
Oi,
how
oi,
old
oi,
is
oi,
how
oi,
old
oi, oi, hold on. Leave the man alone. The man go ahead and speak. Wally, go ahead.
Yes. So he wants to be the voice of confusion, right? He speaks very, very passionately, very strongly on a lot of things that doesn't come to fruition. That is his
What
way of
about
operating.
the ones that come to fruition? What about those ones? You never yet mentioned those. A lot of them have. A lot
Like
of
like
them have. You
like
want
like which one? Which one pertaining to records being broken? Like which
well,
one?
like when I said that Elaine will have run 10-5, and I said she'll run the same exact time that she ran. I said she's going to run 10-5-4, and I said she's going to be the fastest woman in both the 100 and the 200 alive. I said that. But guess what? I got no flowers for that. But you just want to wait until Kem's wrong.
Not
Oh,
true.
boy,
Not true. You got a
Y-
whole lot of
Your
features.
your 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 your
not
predictions
as much as beaten.
your predictions with as it pertains to Americans are way off, and the record speaks for itself, right? You talk about before the last year was talking of Ronnie Baker didn't come to fruition. They talk about how the team can beat the Jamaican relay record very easily.
They're going to break it.
Didn't come
Just
to
remind
fruition,
me. Let me see that point.
right? So when it comes to Americans and the predictions, it's way out in the stratosphere. So let us get that out there. No, to the assessment of the matter. We have heard that Lyles was going to break this world record 3 years ago, right? We've been hearing this. This is not something new. Noah Lyles had to come after he ran the championship. He had to make a tweet. Because remember, this is the same Noah Lyles who said you saying who. Kind of like him want, put the big man one side. And
Yeah,
he
what's wrong with that?
and he
What's wrong
had
with
to
it?
come after the championship and say, boy, it is really difficult to run fast after all of these rounds. And he acknowledged the greatness of Usain Bolt. So you two are in the same boat in terms of the speaking loosely. Because he said in a month, the world record would be gone. How many weeks has gone since he made that utterance? Right? So these sort of things are not new. We've been hearing that a long time. Now, for Noah Lyles to break the record, he has to shave off over a tenth of a second of his personal best. Now, to take off a tenth of a second of a time when you're way up there is extremely difficult. Extremely difficult. And we've been hearing that he should break the record from all this time, and we're not seeing it come to fruition. He has run his best
Well, well, let me educate you. Let me educate you a little bit.
time.
So Noah Lyles actually is struggling with a lot of personal issues, and this is a real facts, right? So you can go take a look into it.
No, Kims. I'm gonna stop you right there. You can't come with no personal issues. You are the one that says on the show repeatedly, if you show up on the track, no excuses. So stop being the voice of confusion, right? I am here to hold you accountable. You say it all the while with my runner, Johan Blake. Oh, I don't want to hear after the race. Oh, I was struggling. Oh, I had a little shoulder pain. You say it over and over that once you turn up on the track, no excuses. So no bother with that, right? We are panelists of integrity. We have viewers of integrity, and you must act accordingly and stop being the voice of confusion.
All right. So that's a fair point. I did say that. So sure. All right.
I'm not
But
telling you about the personal issues.
no, but when we are that's the thing is right. When we are taking on an athlete about things that he said, we have to look on the totality of probably why it didn't happen, right? So obviously, a lot of persons know who is in tune with track and field know that Noah Lyles he suffers from depression, he suffers from anxiety. He has to take a lot of antidepressants and so. And again, a lot of persons who haven't been through depression, who haven't been through anxiety, really and truly doesn't understand the effect that those things take on your body, on your performance, and so. So again, that's why for me, probably I give Noah a pass because I kind of understand, I empathize with him, so I know where he's coming from. And a lot of the things that, and if you don't know Wally, a lot of the things that Noah Lyles say is really and truly to boost himself and to boost his own confidence because of the dark place that he is in, right? And again, we can use it and we can beat him and we can hold him accountable. But again, when we move from off of the track and we start talking about you as a human being now, we have to always remember the human aspect that no matter what it is, these people are go through a bunch of things. So again, we have to place things in its proper perspective. However, again, I believe, and a lot of persons have talked about, perfect race, this, perfect race, that. And I'm saying, you just might never know a 2.0 win and one of them quote unquote fast track day, and him does break the record. I believe he has the ability, I believe he has the focus, I believe he has the confidence, I believe he has the swagger, I believe he has the talent, I believe he has the drive to break the record. Right? A lot of persons, remember, when you say about break the record, Michael Johnson was on commentary. And you were like, do you think he's going to break it? And Michael Johnson was like, no, he's not going to break it. And say whatever he wants to say, just break the 100-meter record. He doesn't have enough to do this, blah, blah, blah. And he went and not only did he break it, he shattered it, right? So again, and I'm not saying Noah Lyles is Usain Bolt, but again, with improved technology, with improved nutrition, as things continue to get better and better and better, where track and field is now technology-wise, compared to where it was where Usain Bolt is much different. A lot more things are being put into it. You think 10 years ago, 15 years ago, we could have 35-year-old woman run 10.6 every single time them go up on the track? Absolutely not. But again, things are getting better, the nutrition getting better, the science getting better. So again, I'm not going to put it past a man who believes that he can break Usain Bolt record because he has every single thing in his advantage to do so. And I can tell you, when he does break the record, all the little cry baby Jamaican people will come out and they say, oh, I am Spikes, oh, test him if you might take drugs, oh, because of the technology, but they won't see that the same technology have benefited Jamaican people just like Shelly and Fraser Price.
But Kems, one pick your brain from something you're saying, because you tell us we need to factor in the human side of things, and you mentioned it in regards to Noah Lyles.
Uh-huh.
So wasn't it the same Kems that beat Omar McLeod repeatedly, even when we heard that he's suffering right up here, mental wise?
Well,
So why is it that
no,
we should leave one
no,
person over here and just beat the
no.
next person over here?
So again, and we can pull up at the tape, right? I said, and I'm going to quote exactly what I said.
Oh, so
I
quote me
said,
this time.
I'm not sure what's going on with Omar McLeod. I said, if there's something going on with his mental state, I have nothing to say. Zip. I have nothing to say. And we can go back to the tape and we can find it because, again, I know what it feels like to be in a dark place mentally. It's not a place where you can wake up tomorrow, yes, I'm out of it and done. No. It's things you have to go therapy, you have to do this, you have to take pills. You have people who are taking pills for their whole entire life because that is how they're able to function. So I
So
said,
question, why is it that when Lyles loses, that's when it goes into this dark place? Yet most time that he has won, it seems like there's a cure. Like everything is all sweet and dandy. But when he loses, that's when you hear that all these problems
okay,
arise.
give me an example. Give me an example.
I
Remember,
remember,
I'll give you an example. At the Olympics,
shoot a shot, man.
right? At the Olympics, he came what at the Olympics? Didn't he come third?
Mm-hmm.
He came third at the Olympics, right? Leading into the Olympics, and again, I know you guys probably don't follow USA track and field as much as I do, right? But even leading into the Olympics, that whole entire season, he had to be heavily on antidepressants. He has to be taking it. He was in a dark place. A lot of persons didn't even want him to go to the Olympics. His family didn't even want him to go to the Olympics. But he wanted to do it. He wanted to compete. He wanted to fight those demons. He wanted to get over it. So I disagree with the point where you say when he loses. I think no. The no allies that I'm saying no, because again, he's going therapy and he's been open with it. He's going therapy, he's getting a lot of treatment, he's getting things, he's happy, he's around his family more, etc., etc. And he's doing everything that a person who's struggling with quote unquote mental illness, depression, and anxiety is supposed to do. So again, I am saying, should he stay on this trajectory, that record will be gone. And Wally and Levon and Akil can cry me a river, but it is
Me?
going to be
No,
broken.
brother. No, brother. I'm not Justin Timberlake. I'm not crying river. But anyway, separate and apart from that. And I don't feel it. Wally, go ahead.
All right. So I, you keep, Kim's he continues to mention this technology argument, and I'm not sure why he put so much weight in it. No, in 2000, that record was made in 2009, which is 13 years ago. So
Yes.
what you're saying is that you didn't have enough technological advancement over the last 13 years to put non-lies in a position to break the record, but some way, somehow, in the next 3 years, they'll find the technological advancement to get him in a position to break the record.
Wally, why you so silly, boss? Why you so
No,
silly?
I don't understand.
Okay, I'll let you understand.
I don't understand.
The man is 25 years old, boss. The man is 25 years old. I don't like the man at 35, boss. The man is 25 years old. The man that start track and field professionally just the other day. That is when the man start track and field. Literally just the other day.
What
And
you
I
call
have
just the other day? What you call just the other day? When did
didn't know
Noah
like
Lyles make his international debut?
about 4 or 5 years now, if I'm not mistaken.
So
About
5 years is just the other day of professional running. Kims, why are you being so dishonest?
okay.
5 years under
Okay,
your belt
okay,
is just
okay.
the other day.
All right. When Usain Bolt started his professional career to when he broke the record, what was the time span in that? I could do it that way. Though. Not only Usain Bolt, when Asafa Powell break the world record, what was the progression in their professional careers? Let us not act like you can come on the scene year one and broke the record. There are things in track and field where you just have to learn. There are growing pains where you have to go through in a track and field. You don't just come on the track and you break the record right away. No, obviously not. I am saying The technology has improved way more now than it has 13 years ago.
I
Listen,
agree with that.
in
This is
in
where this is where
20
you and I separate now, Wally, because
in in
go
20
ahead, go ahead,
I'm
Kems.
sorry, in 2016, in 2017, you ever hear nothing about no spikes and make nobody faster? In a 2015, 2014, absolutely not. But again, these are the things that are now being put in place to one, make more longevity for the athletes, two, make the athletes better. It's just what it is. That is
True.
what technology is. Listen, the phone we have now, this is also technology because guess what? Back in them days, the phone wasn't as great as it is now, and it's going to continue to get better for each and every sport. For basketball, for NFL, for like it's just what it is, boss. So don't tell me, oh, well, if
Good
over the
good point,
13 years.
Kems, because guess what? I could just come out and say, yo, 2020 Zine, the technology that was there in 2020, in 2022, it's way greater.
Way greater,
That's facts.
way greater.
Wally, look at the fact of life. You know, remember
No,
that at
man, but
one point.
that's
Hold,
not
hold on,
what I'm
Wally. Hold on, hold on,
arguing.
hold on, Wally. I'm sure what I'm getting across.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to say that remember at one point, Jamaican ladies were stuck at 10-7. We kept on asking, why is it that they can't get below the 10-7 barrier? Why? No see Elaine come, boom, 10-5-4. We say Shelly take it make a training. It's like a literally man exercise for her to run 10-6 right now. So it's 10-6 after 10-6 after 10-6. Are you telling me that? Remember that it's not a case as if Shelly is getting younger. You know? She has done this while she's getting older. So are you telling me that it's not technology doesn't play a huge part in her doing all of these stuff?
No, man, that's not the point that I'm making. I'm not arguing
That's the
that.
period that they came off. That's how the
No,
argument
man,
came
no,
off.
man, no, man. I'm not making the argument that there hasn't been advances in technology. What I'm saying is that over the past 13 years, over the past 13 years, there has been significant advances in technology. Good, we can all agree with that. But we don't see that we don't see that sort of translating into a significant gap in terms of going taking off a tenth of a second off of times. So if you look at the trajectory of time over the years, you can see that especially if you're not when you're looking at the elite or take Usain Bolt out of the picture, right? If you look at the trajectory of times over the years, it gradually comes down, right? And of course, we are attributing that to advances in technology. So what I'm saying is that what needs to happen over the next 3 years for no Lyles to break the record is a sharp decline. And
Wally,
based on history, technology has not brought about that sharp
but
decline in times.
but Wally, so Elaine went from 10-7-0 to 10-5-4. Like what? Like what is in 1 year? In 1 year, 1 year, no, she went from 10.70 to
And
10.54.
we're attributing that to technology.
What am I? I'm
Of
actually.
course, it does play a
No,
part.
hold on. I am not attributing it. Stephen Francis is attributing it to better nutrition, greater. This is out of him own mouth, not mine. So you can argue with him. But better nutrition, greater technology, and obviously better science. Because Stephen Francis is a man who love doing little reading
And
and
science
so.
is part of what?
So so we're so
Technology.
so hold on. So we're seeing that last year there was a quantum leap in nutrition, in massage therapy, in spikes compared to when she started her career in 2016.
Absolutely,
Of course.
absolutely,
Of
absolutely. Because
course.
again, Wally, and again, picking out a little part of Stephen Francis' interview. What he said is that after a season is over, he doesn't quote unquote train the athlete the same way. So he go again and do some more research because things are ever changing. Things are, the way the athlete body is set, a new science come out, a new recipe come out, a new this come out, a new so he collects all of that information and then he put it on to the athlete. I don't know what to tell you, boss. I just read from the genius them I wanna like and the genius them I wanna rate, and for them words me I use. So not because I Kems attack, you're gonna try to beat Kems. I see where Francis them it come from, not me. But
No,
if I tell you,
but hold on now, hold on now. Where we diverge, is the weighting that we're putting on what is responsible for the reduction in times. Remember, this technology is available to everyone, at certainly at least the elite athletes, and certainly athletes of first world countries. Yet you can't see that sort of sharp jumping times, especially for US athletes.
Yeah,
You,
but the
you see,
thing is, Wally.
hold
So
on, no. You see these sharp jump in times when you're looking at elite athletes, the Shericka Jacksons,
No, but
the Racers,
we have seen it
and
with
so
American
on.
athletes too. We have seen
Go
it.
again. Go again.
We have seen it with American athletes as
No,
well.
the elite athletes.
No,
But
I'm
I'm
not talking
saying
about elites. Let me just point out. Kems, what's the guy name that was running on the circuit?
which where am I run?
The 100 meter man, the same dude that I talked about in the 100 meter on the collegiate circuit.
The Gillespie guy.
No, man. The American guy, man, I'm
I
forgetting his
know it.
name right now.
I don't remember him, but I know it. Yeah. I
Yeah, but
remember.
him, right? I would really say him is any super talent, and that man come out and clock what 98 easily from a PB of 10 seconds. So he jumped
Yep.
from 10 seconds way down. Key point: the Cuban athlete just the other day in the 200 meter, that man had a PB of 20 seconds, and that man PB gone down to 19.6.
Yep.
Big
Wally
jump.
again. Wally again. I will tell you, boss. Right. I'll
Yeah,
tell you.
fair. Mike, I was trying to remember. Yeah, him same one.
So this is the thing. Oh, the dude from Oregon.
Yeah,
Yeah. So, Wally, what I'm trying to tell you, I can't tell you, say, between January and June, this is the technology will happen. Like, I don't do those intensive research. And again, I'm going to show you something else. Education on a whole is available to all of us, right? Education is available to all of you now. Let's say they're in our classroom. A teacher is teaching everyone of we the same thing. How is it that some smarter than some grasp it better than some go on to do greater things than some with the same exact education that everybody gets? Is the same thing here with the science and technology. Again, obviously it takes some, what would I say no, some individual talent we have. Obviously, because obviously technology and nutrition can't help me figure broke, figure run 9.8 seconds. Obviously not. Right? So it takes, some body type and some this and all of them twitch muscles and all those little things there. But again, this is what the Stephen Francis and the Shelly coach and all those people, this is why them do, this is why them get the big bucks, because them go and them do the little things. That's why you have coaches who are great, coaches who are average, and coaches who are just flat out poor.
but and Wally, what we're not. All right, I don't think Wally is getting what we're saying. We're not saying that the talent don't play a part, and of course the talent does play a part. But we're also attributing that it's talent plus the improved technology. Based
But
on all your arguing, it seems like you're just casting aside the technology, saying that
no,
it's
what
minimal into what is being done.
yes, because if you look at the women's 400-meter record, the women's 200-meter record, the women's 100-meter record, that is over 30 odd years ago.
Yeah,
So if you
Wally,
hold on,
but
man. So
but Wally,
if technology plays a significant part in the times that are achieved, why is it that we're not getting close to the record still stand? Why is it?
that's an easy explanation, because once again, and we can break down the records for the 100-meter records. When they were in their marks, there was crazy breeze blowing, and then when it go and cross the finish line, the wind was 0.0 point 0. Each, the 100-meter record, the 200-meter record, and the 400-meter record, all three records have asterisks beside of it for different reasons, right?
Good.
Hold on.
So good. So then if you have that, if that is the context within which those records stand, then how these athletes going to break the record?
Simple.
Come back to the point we're making.
Simple. Because now the technology and the science that keeps on growing is allowing them to get faster and faster and faster. And let me tell you another thing. When we go back in time, let's go back 15 years. Do you think, because obviously you're older than me, but do you think we would ever see, and remember, it was a crime for female athletes to have children while they are competing? Yes or no? That's just the 15 years. That was the 15 years. No athlete wanted to have a child while they're competing, because why? Once they have a child, the career is over. There's nothing more them can do. Nobody can come back. But again, we have seen now countless and countless and countless Shelly and Fraser Price. Nia
Nia
Ali,
Ali. Yeah.
Alyssa Felix.
Yeah.
There's athletes now who are willing, okay, I can simply take a year off because why? Because things, you think just because, oh, these three females are made specifically great? Absolutely not. But again, the science helps, the technology helps, and the nutrition helps. That is just the fact of it.
All right, Kim, quick question. The 10.54 that Elaine ran, was it
Yeah.
the Nike Zoom fly that she ran in?
If it
Spike.
was, I believe, I want to
All right,
say,
anybody in the comment section can answer because
sorry, fire can't tell you. But
all right,
again,
producer want to chime in. Producer, fall.
Yeah, the reason why I asked with that question on the spikes, because the nine zoom fly spikes, right? It actually returns 85% energy in terms of compression with the foot when they calculate it, which makes the athlete run faster compared to the original one that usually gives 60 to 70%. So it was originally banned and then they actually give allow athletes to use it. So that's what a lot of athletes were last year at Tokyo Olympics, the Nike Zoom Fly spikes.
yep.
Actually, what they're saying is that those spikes, the foam inside those spikes, right, are actually lighter than the spikes before. That's the foam that make it. It gives a lighter compression.
All right.
Totally agree. And Wally, also, if you don't believe me, just listen to the great Usain Bolt. Because he did an interview and they asked him about it. And he
Yep.
said, boy, I wish I was running in these times with all this new technology, all this science, all this nutrition.
And
I
these are his exact words.
don't mean say it, boss. I don't mean say it, but as I tell you, these are the people, the coaches, the athletes, they must say. So if they're saying it, why me ever argue with them? I say because them know what's going on.
No, man. Again, my argument is not that technology doesn't play a part in the performances, What I am saying is that technology, when you look at technology versus individual capability, it's like this.
Like,
It's like
why? What? Okay, Wally. How do you quantify that it's like that? Tell me how you quantify that it's like that.
because again, if you look at where the world records are, and how long ago those things have been run, if technology played a significant role in the times that are being run, then the records would have been broken already.
So let me ask you. All right, so Levan, go ahead.
So let me ask you a question. 10 to 15 years ago, would you thought that there would have been electric cars?
Yes.
You
Move
thought that,
it. Move it. Nah, move. And I'm telling you, 5 years from now, cars ever start flying. And you're gonna tell me, say, well, hey, guess what?
and Kim's just like you asked him about what he used to quantify that. No, Wally, if consistently Shelly and Fraser Price and Elaine Thompson, it's just 10 sevens after 10 sevens after 10 sevens after 10 sevens. Till us as fans became frustrated. We're saying that why is it that they can't dip below that 10-7 barrier? Up until that point in time, remember that Jetta was the last one to really dip below 10-7. So we keep on asking the question, right? Now, if they did that consistently, and now come a little bit afterwards, Elaine moved from 10.70 way down to 10.54. You're telling me that it's just plain natural talent with just this little bit of technology that caused that?
Cannot be. Like it doesn't.
All right. So tell me, what is your weighting, Kens? You are saying it is 50-50? That's what you're saying?
No, but
Give
it's
me a
not.
percentage. Give me a
But
percentage.
it's not 95-5 what you are making it out to be.
Give me a percentage.
My percentage is 60-40.
That's where I would go. 60-40
My,
yeah, 60-40.
my percentage is 60-40 because again, Wally, I'm not just talking out my ass. I am looking at the difference with what is happening. Again, 10 years ago, I could not see Shelly and Fraser Price. Remember, she could not break a 10-7 barrier. No, she have baby, left, come back, and it's like 10-7 is like a piece of slow time. If she run 10-7, she disappointed. Right now at 10-6, 10-6, 10-6, 10-6. And again, I'm not saying the athlete doesn't have the ability because everybody can run 10-6. But again, the athletes have also alluded to it. Shelly and Fraser Price, again, another athlete in an interview said, well, man, I am blessed to be born in this era. Because why? I have I couldn't imagine all those ladies 10, 15 years ago, they couldn't be able to do what we have done. And she alluded to the Alison Felix, and she alluded to the Nia Ali's of the world. Nia Ali have 2 kids, not only one, 2 kids, and she still come back and dominate and, on the track running some great times. So again, I can't give it 95-5 or you agree. I said the athlete has to have some capability. Of course, you have to have some form of talent, of course.
60% talent, 40% technology.
Yep.
That's what
Yep.
we're working with.
Yep, that's
All
what we
right.
were.
We'll agree to disagree.
All right. But
All
then
right.
two more things I want to mention before we even talk about that 100-meter race. So the 4x100 men, that record will be broken by the United States within the same 3-year span. The 4x100 will be broken by the
Here we
United
go.
States within the same 3-year span. I'm telling you guys, world champs, Olympic world champs, the record will be gone. And my last proclamation is that due to the selfishness of the Jamaican women, they won't get that 4x1 record. Due to they don't want to go there and practice. You can't tell me say you have all 3 women at a particular meet. Obviously Shelly pulled out and all that crap, but at the time she didn't. You can't have all 3 women when you can get somebody else to practice the relay and you don't show. So again, because of the ego of the women, because of the pride of the women, and everybody don't want to talk and blah blah blah, that nonsense that is going to hinder the Jamaican women from breaking the record. Because you can't have, and I'm not even going to put Elaine 10-5. I'm going to say you can't have 110-6, 110-7, 110 and 210-7, 110-6, and a 10-8, and them can't break the record. That is impossible. That is absolutely impossible. So, because of everyone's selfishness, I am going to make this proclamation. Because remember, Shelly now run till she 40. And once Shelly decides to leave the sport, that record is going to be even more difficult to break. So Shelly probably have 2 years at max. This World Champs and Olympics. After that, that's it. But I'm saying, within the 3-year span, that record will either stay with the United States or be broken by the United States, because that girl named Abby Steiner, she's not going to run 55 races that she ran last season. So be careful of what is coming. Just remember, I tell you, scary times are coming for the Jamaicans. And all you guys in the comment section are going to cry, are going to mope, oh, they're taking drugs, oh, what they're doing. No, what they're doing is you're dropping their egos and they're going for the team. There is no I in team. And remember, just for the new viewers that are coming to watch us, let us not let this great podcast, let us forget that Shelly and Fraser Price got the button before Jenna Prandini, and Jenna Prandini cleaned her up on the 3rd leg. Just let
Bro,
us not
yeah,
forget that
this
one.
is like the football podcast where this man mentions one particular narration every night. They might have to bring that up every night. But guess what? People are saying that Kems is the voice of America and not the voice of reasoning.
Yeah, yes. So make we so we say so make we just recap. So Noah Lyles is going to break the 200 record
Within
Correct.
within the
3
next 3
years.
years. Within the next 3 years.
Yeah.
4x1 record for
Four
men.
by one record for the men is going to go
Same time span.
in the next 3 years. You want
Mhm.
to you want to get in any qualifiers? We're giving you the opportunity to put in some qualifier schemes, especially for the relay record. You want to put in some qualifiers?
No, what qualifies on between the
Yeah,
record.
man,
Okay,
the
no
man is
qualifiers.
forthright with it, man. No qualifiers,
Okay,
forthright.
okay,
But
okay.
then, but
And
then,
the women will not break the
we
record
will
in the
not
next
break the
3 years.
record. But, 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 the Jamaican woman will break. The Jamaican woman will break the 100 and 200-meter record within that 3-year span. Within the 3-year span, those records will be broken.
All right, out of everything that I already talked tonight, this is the one that I'll agree with.
Yeah, you can agree with that, but I'm telling you that span. Remember, in the Wally, within 3 years, we're going to. I don't talk to me if next year no around 19.4. I said, well, no, about the record yet. No, 3 years I want. 3 years I want for these records to be gone.
All right. Now
Okay.
to the now to the women's 100 meters. So yeah, as I mentioned, Shelly and pulled out, said that she felt something. Coach said she shouldn't risk it, so pull out of that one. Then field was cut short. We're in the blocks. And Shericka Jackson did pick that start again. She first started. They're saying that oh she probably heard some noises and whatever, but that was exactly a false start. Move on.
Who who said that?
Shericka.
N-
People are trying to say that it wasn't.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't.
So you're saying that she actually heard something.
No, what happened is that you have an allowance. The terminology is a faulty start. You have an allowance to move on the block, which is what she did, but she didn't. Her spikes didn't come
Yes,
off of the starting
she
block.
twitched.
Right. So that is the term that you use. So if you're going to be technical, she really didn't fall start.
All right. Now, Kim's favorite athlete and also Wally's favorite athlete.
I that's the most mysterious false start I've ever seen over my years watching track and field. The on your mark set and then Elaine just run off. It's like she just said, "Chow, we can't bother run here, man." I've never seen a false start like that.
But
It was
but
absolutely
guess what, Wally? And
mysterious.
this is where this man loves to take credit. So let's give him some credit. This particular guy came on here Thursday night and said that Lane Thompson, when she realized that was in the field, she's either going to pull up and don't finish the race, or she's going to false start. This guy said it. So let's give him a little props here. We beat him on a regular, but now we have to give him a little props.
That was not the only time I was correct. A lot of persons said, "Oh, Shericka Jackson personal best," and I said, "Listen, guys, right?" And for the women and men in the comment section, listen up. I said, "Hey, Shericka Jackson will run between 10.87 and 10.89. There ain't no fast time running here because again, Levon put up the nice illustration of the weather, and it has been raining, and cold. Sprinters don't want to run when it's cold and windy. So I'm saying, when Levon was praying, say some miracle can happen.
Yeah,
I'm
man,
saying no,
the gods of the sport will allow it to happen.
I'm saying no, not this time. I'm saying, there's too much hype around this race. The quote unquote track and field guys, I'm saying, let us let people calm down. No. And Shericka Jackson ended up running 10.88 and she lost to Aliyah Hobbs, which is absolutely no excuse. However, I've said this about Elaine, and let us backtrack because I like to backtrack with things. So just bear with me a little bit. At the national trials, I said this again. When she come out and she get a little interview again, not diplomatic at all, not professional, very not good for a professional athlete. But anyway, she gave her interview.
She who?
Elaine. Give her interview at the national trials, and she said, and I quote, I'm ready for walking from the race, but just because I realize I'm not qualify yet, that's why I'm gonna walk. That's why I'm gonna walk. I just run here, man. This is what Elaine said, right? So again, at that point in time, I am saying again, and I've always questioned her mentality. I say, what kind of mindset that? I'm saying, suppose you're going to a professional meet and there's a lot of fast start. I see him say I don't want to walk away and run away because, and again, now come to pass. You cannot tell me, say, Elaine hear nothing. You cannot tell me, say, she had tried to start fast. She was just not interested in running the race. One, probably because she see the field and she realized she will get another beating. Or two, the fast start happened and she come with her same spoiled attitude. I say, oh, I can't bother with this again. Remember, I already get my appearance fee. Remember, just take my appearance fee and go, may I go. And again, these are the bad habits that could never happen under Stephen Francis. Absolutely not. Because Stephen Francis would have draw up real good and let her know what time it is. But because she's been coached by husband and all them little foolishness there, she can get away with murder, she can come misrepresent herself, and also to the bigger extent, misrepresent the Jamaican people. It was an absolute disgrace. It was an absolute disgrace to the Jamaican populace that Shelly and Fraser Price pulled out. Remember, these were the three women. Let us put things in its proper perspective. These were the only three women who were interviewed. Big meat. These three women in a room, they're asking them questions because guess what? They are the big deal. These are the three women that we want to see. These are the fastest three women in the world. This is the 1, 2, 3 from the 100 meters. One, Shelly, oh, my hamstring. All right, cool, you're injured, don't run. Elaine, false start. Shericka Jackson, I don't know what that she got, they got to do. It was an absolute disgrace and dare I say, a blasted laughing stock that Jamaica go out there and do that. Bad misrepresentation from the people. And again, when they can beat me about my love for the United States or whatever, but let me tell you this. There are athletes from the US who would never do that. Abby Steiner would never. Aliyah Hobbs would never. T.T. Terry would never. Alisa Felix would listen. And I can name the list on and on and on. But again, these Jamaican athletes are spoiled, rotten. And you, Levon, you, Wally, and everybody else are the reason for this. Fireheart and everybody else in the comment sections are the reason for this because when the big up these athletes head, like them can get away with murder. Again, if I was Elaine, if I was the meet organizers and I say she do a fast start like that, no money. No money.
We just mentioned me.
Yes, you have big jackpot. What should do for me the damn jackpot?
Really?
No, man.
What has Abby Steiner done? What has Abby Steiner done?
Well,
what has Abby Steiner done? Nothing.
Well, you asked me a question. Can you allow me to respond? If you ask me a question, allow me to respond.
You could have responded.
The only thing Abby Steiner has done is completely dominated the collegiate season. And hold on. And her first year in being pro is one of the, if not the biggest, she got the biggest or one of the biggest contracts for a female in Puma and made the 200-meter finals after running 55 races in a season. So that is showing me that this young lady, Puma is invested in her just like how Puma invested in Usain Bolt. And I'm saying, watch out for Abby Steiner. But
that business more watch out.
But that smoke screen and soliloquy has nothing to do with the issue at hand. What we within the context of you saying what has Shericka Jackson done to be calling her jackpot? You are picking up Abby Steiner and what Shericka Jackson has done on the international stage far. There is more than enough reason to call her that.
Shericka Jackson has been pro more than 8 times more than Abby Steiner. Shericka Jackson probably has been pro for about 10 years now or something like that. Abby Steiner.
So therefore, that is a basis based on her 10-year career for her to be called jackpot. That is what we're addressing.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
She has a bronze. So hold on, boss.
She has a bronze medal in the 400.
You take him on.
Right now, rubbish. You seem to talk about Nola is going at dark place. Right now, I'm dark like cave and dark like midnight. You know? So you tell me, sir, the woman that won the world 200-meter title, the fastest woman alive in the 200-meter, right? Should not be called jackpot.
No, what I'm saying, Levon, is that...
No, man, answer my question.
No, okay. I'm answering the question, just not how you want me to answer. But
No. You ask, brother, me not doing a politician tonight. Me not doing a politician. I don't like politics, boss. Straightforward.
No, but give me a chance to explain my answer. What I'm saying is that, what I'm saying, boss, is for Shericka Jackson, right? What I'm saying for Shericka Jackson, she's a good athlete. But I'm saying we are too quick to make these people get big heads and then them feel like so them can just come out there and do it.
Can this man big up Abby Steiner day in, day out? What the hell?
I big up.
This is the same one that big up Trayvon Bramwell over and over. What has Trayvon Bramwell done?
Only the youngest athlete to win was it an Olympic or World Champs bronze medal?
All right, so you read out for Shericka. 400-meter medal, 200-meter medal, 100-meter medal.
Okay.
Fastest woman alive in the 200-meter.
Okay.
6th fastest woman ever in the 100-meter. You want to continue?
Well, it's so funny that when Shakari was the sixth fastest woman, she wasn't getting much traction. But
What
all
did
of a
she? What did
sudden,
she want?
well, she was the sixth fastest woman.
No,
Something that
what
she
did she
just put
want?
on.
What she
No,
win?
no,
That
no.
is
What she
something
win?
that you
I
just
just
put on
listed out. I
Shericka
just
Jackson.
listed out 5 things, and I decided to just pinpoint
Pick out
one.
one. Yo, me said the voice of dishonesty, you know, man. Jeez, oh, peace.
You know, so you can't get to yourself nobody. That's why I try to beat on the bush. Well, I
Um,
want him to tell you, Kims. One a friend go if you want to say bush brother. Down there Shericka come from, so easy yourself, brother. Stop disrespect Shericka. Jacko, Jackpot Jackson.
all I'm saying, all I'm saying is, we probably need to pump the brakes on the hype that we fill our athletes with because it's getting them, Because listen, have you ever seen? Levon, be honest. Have you ever seen Elaine do nothing fool like that on the front? No? Have you
No,
ever seen? Have you ever seen she come out and do no reckless interview about,
but you know,
I run, but they ever run out of this, I couldn't bother with.
say make a getaway a while ago too. Where you come point out me, Wally, and the commenters. Cause me they have to defend the commenters, cause my people. You want to come here and big up Alien day in, day out, night in, night out in a boss. So
About what?
you sell her head as big as this, right?
No, but
So
again,
you are a part of the problem too. Don't
well,
try to
well,
insult yourself out there. You are a
no.
part of the
But
problem.
remember, I big up Elaine when she was under Coach Francis because I know the tutelage that she was under. She was under strict
Yeah,
manners.
but still, you swell up her head.
Well, she was under manners at that point in time. But when she,
Well,
if you notice,
Shericka is on the front. Oh.
okay, she's under Paul Francis.
No, brother, she's on the front.
No, for your heart, I'm not comparing Abby Steiner to Shericka Boss. Why not always take things how you want to take it? I'm not comparing Abby Steiner to Shericka. Oh, can I compare somebody who just went pro? Like they won't move from college straight into pro to somebody who has been a seasoned pro. All I'm saying is that um, when Abby Steiner was not slated to run the 4x1 or the 4x4. She was only slated to run the 200 meters. And what did Abby Steiner do? 4x1, no problem. Pick on me, gold medal. 4x4, no problem. Pick on me, gold medal. What did they do to Shericka Jackson now? They asked.
Yes, Dale Francis said that Kim's vocabulary of words is large, but accountability is not in it.
No, I'm being very
Facts, deal. Facts.
Mr. Francis. Mr. Francis, I'm being very accountable. Listen, and let me repeat for the new. I just see some new viewers pop up. Listen, Abby Steiner was only after running 50 races, going into the World Championships where everybody's pretty much rested. She ran the 200. They said, boy, Abby Steiner, we need you. We need you on the 4x1 to get this gold medal. We need you. And only thing that happened, Abby Steiner said, you need me? No problem. For the 4x4, there was some injury going on. Abby Steiner, we need you for the 4x4. You need me? Okay, no problem. Let me just go ahead and get the job done. She ended up running 55 races. They asked Shericka to run the 4x4. I'm not run the 4x4. I got my
So
yard.
this woman just partake in 3 events. 3. And she should go around 4x4. Man, whip you from now till next year.
Whip him,
What you mean? Why she couldn't run?
100, 200, 4x1.
Bro, Shericka, come on, boss. Are you in it for
Bro,
your
what is she?
country or you in
What
it
is
for
she now?
yourself?
What's that?
Abby Steiner ran 55 races.
That is
55.
Steiner business. Steiner is not in the category of a Shericka Jackson. Shericka Jackson can pull this and say, I'm not doing it. Because she has earned the right to do that. She wasn't even a part of the 4x4 pool. So what are you getting at?
What you mean? You never been a part of.
Abby was in that mix
No,
for
she was
USA.
not.
Of course she was. And generally over the years, USA has always gone out of the quota. They've always picked people who are not necessarily part of their
Yes,
quota.
but I'm saying after the 200 meters, Sister Abby Steiner was tired because all the races over the collegiate season, which you have alluded to, and every other person who came on the show have alluded to. And all I'm saying is that when Abby Steiner is called upon, is country first, and this is how I love my athletes: country first, ego second,
All right, so
self third.
let's say I go.
Jamaican,
Right, let me go to you now.
Jamaican athletes, self first, ego first, country last.
All right, that's something I got to. Just like I did last year, yeah, we might agree, say Shericka messed up in a 200 meter, but Shericka was called upon in the 4x4.
She did
What
not
did
want to
Shericka
run
do?
the 4x4. She did not want to run it.
What did she do? How do you know?
Candice beg her to run it. I'm telling you, inside information.
No. We don't want to hear that.
Candice
Provide
McLeod
the information
beg
to us.
her to run it.
We not take no word out.
But she ran
Provide the
it. She
information.
ran it. That's the point. She ran it.
No, Wally, stop the foolishness. Stop the foolishness.
No. Kems, provide us with the information. So yeah, we're not
Oh, you
taking no.
want me to show you a text or something?
If I that you have to do, but me know say is a man will go fabricate it. So we don't want to say want a live phone call from somebody within the camp. Say yeah, that happened. But you can't tell me that Bobby Stein. I'll be saying if you just go and go do it. But yeah, she was called upon to get it and she was
Oh,
able to get a medal. Why not? You
oh,
partake in one event, one individual event. Okay. Shericka now 100 silver medalist, 200-meter
hey,
world championship.
Triple LC is here, man. For being myself now.
Now man, continue carry on.
Hey,
She put it to what box?
put up Fireheart comment. Put up Fireheart comment there with her disrespectful self. Abyss,
Why are saying that Abby can run 900 races? I don't care. If you're making comparisons, be prepared for other people to make similar comparisons. Also, Kim Stevens said that Shericka and Elaine wouldn't run the 4x1 eats.
yeah. I mean, I don't.
Yulina kicking a Yulin said that she's a new view and this man is talking so much foolishness and real bias.
Well,
Big up to all
Julian,
the new viewers, man. I ensure that you see that little button right there. Click the subscription button, man. If you like the video, even though it's a Kim's Talk Madness, I'm sure that Wally and I have brought some context. So I can give the video a like.
Julian, thank you for tuning in, and I hope you bring your friends, your boyfriend, everybody over here. But when you come over here, let us get in check over here, Julian. Over here is a serious place, and I'm talking all facts. And if you, Julian, think I'm talking bias, let us send you the link and you come on the show and you take me on for the bias that I'm talking. Because all I have stated here is facts. Facts about Abby Steiner, facts about the Jamaican people, facts about the selfish Jamaican athletes who only want praise, and when criticism come, they come and they ball and they run.
Cha-cha.
Oh, asa for poor.
Super, not bother do that, man. Subscribe to the thing, man. And that Kim's alone on the show. How can I style that?
Who that? Who's that? Who that?
Super saying that I subscribed and after I heard him, I took back my subscription. Come in, Super. You can't do that, man.
Super Ive.
Make
Run
super,
him. Run
make
him.
super, make super take her or him subscription and go on. This is valuable content over here by Kevs. All right. Oh, this.
But anything else? Yeah, go ahead.
I want to change gears a little, host, if that's okay. I want to ask a question. And you can share your perspective, Levon and Kent. So we see now we're kind of in an era where, well, let me go back. In the previous era, you didn't have the big guns clashing. I remember in 2015 when Gatlin was running 9/7 of fun. He Bolt didn't run against him until the big stage. And it was a point of frustration for Gatlin where he said, boy, you seen is afraid of me, etc. etc. Going back a little further, 2008, when Usain came on the scene, 2009, you didn't have him, Taisegi and Asava Poil running against each other a lot. Now we're in an era where almost weekly we're seeing Noah Lyles and Knighton running against each other. We're seeing Shelly, Shericka, Elaine running against each other. Do we like this, or is it too much? Where do we draw the line with this? Should we say, all right, 2 time and then major championship, or you want to see them every week? And if you see them every week, does that take away when they clash on the biggest stage?
So super hype. I'm glad to see that you're still here. I know you love the entertainment that's going on over here. You're just trying to give yourself some trouble. Wally, let me answer you, because you always come with some questions that I just can't understand where you sit down and you really think about with these questions. Listen, What I'll say about that is, if you notice, if you notice, there is still a little bit of running up and down between. Let us go back to last year, right? Shelly and Fraser Price used to run up and down from Elaine Thompson. And let us be honest, that's a fact, right? Because obviously Elaine was in the form of her life, and anywhere she had boxed Shelly, she beat her left, right, and center. And we all know that most of us in life, we don't like to be beaten, right? We like to be on top and all that kind of stuff. So she used to run from Elaine left, right, and center. Now, if you notice, especially after the championships, Shelly has been running more, and she's been running about around anybody because obviously she's confident this, that. To your question now, honestly, um, I think I'm 50-50 on it. Reason being, especially with the championships being back to back to back to back, it is hard for me to, like, I want my imagination to help me out sometimes. So I want to go in on my mind and say, boy, I can't wait until them clash. I don't know what is going to happen. Instead of every weekend, I turn on my TV, I see Noah beat up Knighton. I see my beat up Michael Nam. I see my beat up everybody. So then now when we move on to the championships now, then there is really nothing for me to salivate about. There's nothing for me to be happy about because I'm saying, I'm already seeing this week in, week out. The same thing over there. So I'm thinking, as you say, if they could run one at their national trials, because that's already one that they're going to run. Mm-hmm. So you run at national trials, and then you run at but then again, when I look on the other side of things now, Wally, remember, Diamond League now is paying out some big money. Especially as the athletes get bigger and better and faster, the Diamond League is paying out an absorbent amount of money, right? So as a result of that, athletes are going to want to get in there for it, right? Shelly Shelly on her last legs now, 2 more years left potentially. She said after the Olympics she's going to hang it up, right? So she wants to get all of our money, even though she's still going to have a lot of sponsorship deals. Same thing with all these other persons, So looking at that, I understand where it's coming from. But again, as the fan, I used to look forward to a Usain Bolt and a Gatlin because they hardly run, if ever, during the season, right? Or a Usain or a Johan Blake and a Usain Bolt because they hardly ever run. But now all of these athletes, one, are they not? They are all friends with each other now. So everybody are friends. So the rivalry thing even kind of minimize away if you even take a look at it. Everybody a hug up and a kiss up and all them something there. Back in the days, it was real Americans versus Jamaicans. Now it's just like not so much. So that's my take on it.
Okay.
All right, so
What you think, man?
all right, so Wally, I look at it from the standpoint that one, it's because track and field is basically a dying sport. Them meeting on a regular basis keeps one entertained because they know that generally improves themselves. They get them to gauge each other as to where they are. So I think it's good on one side, but then we can look at it from the other side and say, them meetings are often probably becoming drawn out, boring. So the intrigue is not there when it comes down to the major championship.
Mm-hmm.
But then you have to look at it from a fan's perspective and also a viewer's perspective.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say you have 10 Diamond League meets.
Right.
And these athletes only meet once or twice.
Mm-hmm.
How often would you sit down in front of your TV or go to a stadium and actually watch track and field? Like, for instance, it's only Shelly performing in the 100 meter. So it's a Shelly and one bag. I wouldn't say scrubs, but not the elite of the elite athlete right now. See, would you be more in tune to it than per se if a Shelly, Elaine, and Shericka was in the same event?
Well, true. I agree with that because I mean the race. I was bitterly disappointed with what transpired, with in Lausanne because may I bleach one that race. If it's just one of them, running, you kind of feel all right for miss it and then you catch it on the YouTube highlights later. But when three of them running, you say, boy, you have to see it live. So I definitely agree that you're more tuned in. But then I wonder if, especially now with Elaine not on her top form, and you can almost say is a foregone conclusion that it's going to be Shelly in the 100, Shelly, Shericka, and then depending on who in the race, Elaine or Talu, you can't almost say, boy, you know what's going to happen. So
All right, I want to
have
be, I
mixed
want to
feelings
be,
about it.
I want to be a conspiracy theorist right now. See, yeah, it was said that Shelly pulled out because of feeling a little niggle and whatever and that. But I'm here thinking that Diamond League finals is like 2 weeks away. Could it be a case that these athletes are looking at it and say, you know what, let's save the showdown for that time and not really show our hands right now? Because yeah, we know that Shelly is the top gun in the event this year, easily, not even close. But could it be said that these athletes are looking at it and say the finals is just 2 weeks away, so yeah, we just show up and that's it. Just race, just like Kim said. Probably Lynn just say, you know what, let's get it for the appearance fee, man. Whatever may have can give, save it for the Diamond League final. Because remember the Diamond League final, once you win that, you get an automatic bye to the world champs. So I'm thinking that
Well, well, so you know,
That's an interesting theory.
so the thing is, also remember there will be no buy for no Jamaican woman for for nobody really because again, Shelly won the 100, so her
oh yeah,
100
yeah,
win,
world championship carry over. Yeah.
the world championship weight is bigger than the Diamond League
Diamond
weight.
League, yeah.
I remember
Totally
Elaine
forgot
won
that.
Diamond League and she still had to go there and compete. So
There's no buy.
Elaine, so it's so funny. Elaine have to go compete again in both events at the national trials in the 100 and in the 200 again. But um, Levon, let me tell you the truth, boss. You might think a conspiracy, but it might have some weight to it, right? I don't think it's about Diamond League final though, but I think it's more about the conditions. Again, looking at the conditions, I think the athletes are saying, especially again, like a Shelly, I think a Shelly is saying, no, why would I go and run in this cold, windy, rain? No, well, I can just sit out, still get my little appearance fee. I'm not broke. I think, most of these, I'm not broke. I have a lot of money. Diamond
You
League
see, I'm
coming
being
up.
that she's been running those 10-6 so frequently. I say,
Yeah.
yo, I'm not going to with this condition, I'm going to run the
Go
10
run
7
out
and
of
10
10
year.
7. Yeah, man. Go Lily down the team. So I think she's looking at that. Elaine. Well, I don't talk about Elaine now, man. I don't know what she. I
Should
don't.
she pack it up for the rest of the season?
She's going to run in Brussels. I heard. I think they're all listed for Brussels. All three of them.
Yeah.
They have Brussels, and then they have yeah. I think they're going to.
Yeah, she's going to run out all the way because, according to her, she's waiting on God to put the perfect race together for her, and she knows it's coming. So let's see if it happens in Brussels or the Diamond League final. I
Oh,
don't
no,
know.
Brussels condition nice.
But
Yeah,
if you were a handler, Kims, would you have based on what you saw from the major championship? Would you have said, boy, just shut it down for the season and heal and get ready for next year?
No,
You don't think
you,
that would
you,
have
you, you
that
left you left front of for multiple reasons, and one such reason was the dollars. Can't
oh
you look at the
well,
dollars?
okay.
You just have
So
yeah,
like you have like
okay,
what
okay.
just 2 races remaining. So why not?
yeah. I think we just make sure run out the season, and then just make whatever money she need to make, and then in the new season, I don't know how long athletes take off. I know it's harder to take a lot of time off now, seeing that the championships are back to back to back to back. But I don't know how much time them get off between because we're in what now? August. So we're in August right now, and then it's going to go all the way back. So they probably take some time off in September, October, and then start training back November. All right, so super hype. So super hype saying 6 weeks. See there? 6 weeks. So they take 6 weeks off and then they're back at it again. And Wally, this come back to the same technology argument, boss. Like this will show you how really and truly technology and science really work because Again, imagine, boss, you're pushing your body to the extreme limit now. You take 6 weeks off and you have to get back really into it right away. Right? So you only really have a 6 weeks, and during that 6 weeks, you probably can, I don't know, both are the only person when we see party at that level and still come out and do great things. I've never seen nobody else do it. I see, other athletes they drink socially, they don't get drunk and all them things, but Bolt was really the only person, or me see personally, do things like that. But again, I think these, again, I'll say it again, these 3 years going to be big for Elaine legacy. I personally think Shelly and Fraser legacy is already set. I don't think there is nothing that she could do to make it worse. I think it only can get stronger. Right? I think if Shelly come last at the next World Champs and last at the Olympics, it does nothing, like you don't not take off the marks of her, right? I
Okay.
think what she have done over the course of her career have cemented her, to me, as the 100-meter goat. To me, right? I don't think over the next 3 years now, right? I'm going to see what Elaine will do, right? But the next 3 years will tell me a lot about Elaine. The next 3 years will tell me a lot about Shericka. The next 2 years will tell me a lot about Brianna Williams, right? Because I know we don't really talk about her, but she's on the clock. She's on the clock right now because again, the twins are in the front of camp. So and Frano is not taking them for just sit back and just watch. He's taking them take over. And again, he also said that he loves training quote unquote fresh meat, new people. Right? He likes the challenge of getting those persons up to the standard. So I'm looking at a Brianna Williams and I'm saying, you have 2 more years for me. A lot of people say she should leave Otto. I'm giving her 2 more years. You have 2 more years with Otto. At this World Championships coming up, you must get yourself in an individual event. Must. No more relay business. No more them can kick you off of the relay and put somebody else. No. Your place is supposed to be cemented on that relay and also in an individual event. I think it's time now for you to get yourself in an individual event, right? So
Sorry,
whatever.
just one quick question, Kim. How old is Brianna now? You sure making the move 2 years later wouldn't be 2 years too late?
Isn't she like 21 now? I think 21 or
How
20.
old is she?
I can check right now.
Cause
She's actually 20.
20.
She's
Oh,
20
okay.
and she'll be 21 next year March.
Okay, so
So by
sure.
the time World Champs come around, she'll be 21. See, and
But,
we're talking about Noah
but
Lyles.
Kims, guess what? And the key thing that I just mentioned about it is the fact that you look at Kemba. Kemba is now with Walcott. So Kemba is basically following there and Shelly.
Yep.
So
Yes. She said that's her role model boss, but so looking at that, as you say, Kemba is coming. We still can't sleep on Kevona Davis as well. We can't sleep on the twins. And I don't know what's going to happen with Brian Liston. A lot of athletes only spend 1 year in university and then become pro, depending on how great they are. I think Brian Liston should join Lance. Who names so? Who is this guy? Or who's this person? I don't know them. Who's them? Who are they, Levon? You know them? Let me see if I see him before. Let me look on a picture I am and see.
bro, you really don't know his Lance Brahman.
No, I don't know. Oh, this guy. Oh, okay. You know name Saloli? This guy?
I can't believe that you don't know him, Kims.
No. What still I know him from? What
Kims
what
is the
what
same man. Yo, you big up Lyles so much, and this is the man that actually coaches Lyles.
see there? That's what I say. I know his face, but I just never know his name. So when I hear the name, I say,
And
huh?
VCB same man. He used to coach VCB.
Yeah.
Oh,
Tyson Gay, whole works come right down.
Or that's why I never know his name, because right now he's in trouble. He's in some serious trouble with what's going on.
That means
You
that
know what?
Lyles in some serious trouble to them.
Well, no. Remember, he was the whole thing with Tyson. You remember the whole thing with Tyson and getting some of those getting in trouble for what you call that performance enhancing and all that stuff. he was really and truly dedicated to this guy. Some years still, some year in our USA track group, and I mean say it, so don't come for me.
Yeah, I
But
was saying he get banned for alcohol still.
no, even after though, even after,
Mm.
even after as well. But again, looking at it, Wally, back to what me I say. You say she's 20 years old, right? She's 20, but I'm looking and I'm saying at 22, I believe at this time, if you haven't run an individual race at a World Champs or an Olympics, I think it's time for you to say, boy, let me try something over the other side. It's like
Yep.
me I go, it's like me doing a job, I'm not get promoted. I'm not get promoted at all. I'm at the end of the job, and no matter what me I do, I'm not getting better. I have to get a new job, boss. And Fire Heart is saying she needs a Jamaican coach. I can agree to that.
You think she would work with Inferno's camp? Or she could manage that sort of
Well,
acerbic environment?
well, the thing is, so I don't really know a lot. So to be honest with you, for full disclosure, so where they train, I've been there a couple times, right? I've been there a couple times just to watch what's going on. And again, that is why I talk about the father and daughter relationship between she and Atto. Zine, and I think that is something that is going to be really and truly hard to get out of, right? I don't think you ain't go to Frano and Frano going to treat you like no daughter, right? You must have a teacher like a soldier, like you're in a boot camp, really, right? So I'm looking at that and I'm saying, because they have a really, really, really tight relationship. So again, I don't know her personally, I don't know about her personally, but it's hard for me to really and truly see her leaving Atto, honestly. But as I said, in 2 years, I will be calling for her to leave if she don't make an individual. She
All
not
right,
have to,
finish, man.
she not have to make finals or none of them thing there, but baby steps. At least make it to an individual race, and then we can take it from this.
All right, so Wally, to what you asked, I don't think that Fran would be the best camp for her still. There, I said it multiple times on the show. I think, well, before Kimba made the move, I was bellowing, I was beckoning for her to go to Walcott. Reason being, she
Okay.
runs basically like Shelly.
Okay.
Everything she does like Shelly. Fast start
Okay.
and all that. As the last 30 to 40 meters of her race is just poor. So since as I saw that Walcott has worked on that with Shelly, I was thinking that hey, this would be the coach for her, but
A
see.
little. Oh, okay.
But
I
on the
don't
same,
think.
but based on what you describe of the relationship, Kims, I'm really agreeing with you in terms of her actually getting to a place where she left. Because remember, Asafa Powell, persons were calling for him to leave Frano, and it really would be difficult for somebody who take you from
But
upstate.
he did leave.
Because if I remember correctly, he was fourth. The champs that he ran, he came fourth. He came fourth. And Frano see him and say, say this youth have potential and take you from nothing and put you on the mountain top. It
But
emotionally it
But
would be
Wally, it was
very
different. It
difficult.
was different still. Because remember that Frano brought this man to world record, In Brenner's case, the improvement is just yeah. It's like you don't
Oh,
really see much improvement gradually over and over and over. So that is what people keep on having this big question sign in regards to. And as a lot of people are saying, there comes a point in time where this can either work either way. As we heard the other day that Elaine, for instance, they said that she don't take talk from her husband, not training, none at all. She does what she wants. While in Brianna's
and
case,
it is showing on the track.
and in Brianna's case now, it could be said that maybe Atto is pushing her too much. Remember the discussion that we had with Coach Floyd, and he said that, well, I'm not going to quote him directly, but said that the coach might know how to do things differently, but there comes a point in time that you can probably say, yo, maybe this man is pushing her too much, and then again, we could also say that he's not making her doing much. So it's a 50-50 situation right now because, yeah, some people are going to say that being that they have a father daughter relationship, we might be looking out for her best interest. But then, since as no people might look at it and say, yo, it's not really his biological daughter, so my God, just run her into the ground.
So this is my thing, right?
Mhm.
When it come to bro, when it come to like special talent, right? Like I wouldn't want Atto coaching Brennan Liston.
Correct.
I wouldn't want Atto. Like I'm not picking Atto and say, hey, I have two twins down here in Jamaica. One of them is running 10-9, the other one is running 11-2. Can you coach them up? Atto is not even in the stratosphere of anybody who make a pick, right? So with that being said, I think listen, obviously you have to give people a chance, but I'm looking at it and I'm saying, boy, Brianna is really, really talented, right? She has the start. She has the like her form is really, really, really good, right? Her mechanics is really, really, really good, right? But why is it? I know you guys questioning, but I'm saying in the race at the national trials, and again, I'm looking at a lot of things. Being at the stadium, he might work for NBC. I think him probably for be our manager or something like that, our agent or something like that. And just have somebody else really and truly coach her we can
That
really
is something I bring cross, brother. Simple. I mean, as you're perfect putting it. It might be hard for him to walk away, and then it might be hard for Brianna to say, yo, you know what? This is the step I want to take. Might be hard, but I think the man must look at him and say, yo,
Mhm.
I honestly cannot do it. As I pointed out with Elaine, she was over there in the World Champs. She was known for whatever reason because her coach couldn't be there. And it showed. It showed in her performance because sometimes, as we said it on the show again, you just need a person there looking at you and seeing things that you're not seeing because they can't look on a phone and tell certain things that you might have seen in person. Telephone conversation alone won't do it. So yeah, I think it's time for. I keep on saying that Kim's probably was on my case at a point in time because it's been a while I've been calling for her to just go. From I
Two
saw
more
what he did
years.
with Khalifa
Two more
Saintford,
years, boss.
from I saw what he did with Khalifa Saintford, I said, this man must just Lego the athlete.
Well,
But
really and truly, I want more year because or 3 more years really, because at the Olympics, if Brianna can't make an individual race, if it ever be Shelly, Elaine, and Shericka, she just can't make it. Like no
Right.
matter what she do, she just can't make it.
Right. So,
But
because I was going to ask you, Kims, what metric would you use to classify her progression as something satisfactory? Because
uh,
she
yeah,
can't
so I'm saying no.
she can't get in the mix.
Yeah, but there is one. So there's one. So for example, at the World Champs next year, there's one spot available at the World Champs next year. There's one spot available, and that spot is up for grabs. Yes, yes, super hype. That is true. Yeah. So freaking, there's one spot available, and then there's a bunch of people fighting for that spot. Brianna was once the level of Tina, who you wouldn't want Otto to coach those games. But the thing is, Brianna ran 10.9 for at 17. Yeah, but again, like I wasn't watching Brianna's progression. I hear about Brianna, right? Like me, I watch Tina I come up in the Edwin League. Me, I watch Brianna Liston I come up from St. Diego until she go Hydel and them thing. Like I wasn't watching quote unquote Brianna Williams progression. So I can say, okay, I don't want auto coach or whatever. When I quote unquote knew about Brianna Williams like that, I auto seen in the picture. That's for me. I don't know about one, but I
I'll say
auto.
is that much hasn't improved since then. I can't tell you that much. From 2019 till now, farm wise, the whole technique hasn't changed. And remember that this was a girl that also ran 200 meter and she ran a 22.5 in 200 meter. I can't tell last brain I see about them time then at 200.
I think they just stop around 200. I think they just stop around 200 because you look at that 200, I get worse and worse and worse. And every time when she go to trials, she sign up for both, and then after the 100 don't go, I guess how she expected, she just don't show up for the tools.
Bro, it's just sickening, brother, because again, I think she ran her PB at 18 years old in 200 meter, 22.5. That was a very good time because just the other day, when Brianna Liston ran the 22.5 as well in the 200. But that a lot of us fans were raving about it, but it's not a case as if it's not something that Brianna Williams had done already. So, man, some decision has been made, and as I always say, the decisions that we make in life always come back to either haunt us,
Always,
tell us, haunt
always,
us.
Always. I was having a conversation with somebody the other day, and they must say, "Oh, bad luck, good luck, blah blah." I said, "Listen, at the end of the day, it all comes back down to the decision we make initially. It always all come around and bite you." But
True.
a quick question: Shelly walking away from the sport, does she get a statue in Jamaica, or does she get a street, or does she get something in Jamaica?
Have
Like,
to, have to,
like,
Statue
like, like,
boss.
have,
like
have to.
I think she already has one, by the way. Yeah, she
does,
already has one.
which part?
National response.
Out of Woolmer's?
National Heroes Park.
Oh, think out of Euro circle. Okay.
Yeah.
I was just asking, I was just
Hmm?
curious. Because I remember when, quote unquote, they make Asafa get the statue, there was a lot of,
Yeah, man,
there was
I
a
give
lot of,
VCB one the other day too.
yeah, VCB, she definitely deserves it.
Yeah,
VCB
but
deserves
but
it.
but here what? Come on, them for though. Rebuild them statue because they don't look like the people them.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you say, you saying one did look like him?
Hmm? No, brother.
I know Asafa one definitely never look like him. I'm gonna say VCB, I'm gonna say VCB owner or whatever. What about there's another
You also then
athlete
they are the statue park at the National Stadium actually.
there at the Statue Park at the National Stadium? Who and who?
Shelly, VCB, and
Merlin,
both
Merlin, Merlin.
Merlin.
No Dion Hemmings.
No,
You don't think you should get one Dion Hemmings?
Mm,
no. Yeah, yeah. We now water it down like how overseas are water down the Hall of Fame.
That is true.
then the next one that they will give will be with your girl, man.
Oh, Elaine. Oh. The only thing I have an issue with is when them give these people doctor, doctor this, doctor that, boss. You know how hard it is to get a doctorate, boss.
Let's say if you
You
work feet, you
have
can
to work.
work feet.
Give
Eh?
them some, boss.
Eh?
Listen, my thing
Eh?
is always give them some other distinction. I see they were giving assassin and a bunch of people, spice and all them, some order of distinction or something like that. I can live with that. But like, if you call somebody doctor and
I
honorable,
really think, brother, disrespectfully, a big disrespect. Imagine you have to go through so much studies to get all of these things and to become this and
brother.
amount of money you have to spend. And then them man, yeah, I mean, they're performing. But give them something else. Why have the big old DR in front of the name? Sometimes, yeah, I mean, when I just grew up in a brother, I never have much sense. Me some legit things that the people are doctor. You know? But it's when me come to realization and say, yo, you just hand them and know these things to these fellas. Disrespectful, man. Give,
But, but,
as the
but,
producer is saying, give them some ambassador role. Yeah, man, them things them work.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
that's the thing.
give them ambassador. You can name a street after them. You can name a shop after them, a supermarket after them. But brother, the
No,
doctor.
man, you water dog it. No, man, you can't
So
take that far enough, man.
You saying Bolt Shopping Center. I like that. That's nice. But the honorable doctor, what? Shania said, need of
Yeah, man,
facts.
Shanila is one of those persons that is studying hard, you know. So Shanila say, you just need to know
What?
the work.
Fireheart, what?
what? What? When? Where?
Which
When? Where?
William Nib? William Nib School of Doctors? Which school you saying go for be doctor? Please let me know. Please let me know so I can enroll in that school.
Yes,
Yeah,
Devin said that I agree, Kim. This honorary doctorate thing is disrespectful to people who study hard for them PhD.
brother, trust me, man. So listen, I don't like. I am not calling both no doctor. Legend, yes, but no doctor. Absolutely. I agree, Zebev. I
Me, man,
agree too.
the doctor most
Yeah, man.
honorable you
Yeah,
say
man. The
no.
doctor
No, man.
thing. Listen, when people, I tell people all the time, like, when people get a doctor, I don't know about Jamaica. But you see, up here, son, if somebody get a doctorate, I dare call them sir or ma'am. They're not looking at you. Not one bit. You have to call them Doctor Wally, Dr. Levon. And then them say, oh yes. Because that's something you work hard for. I know
Right, you
something
know,
easy.
that sound really good now. Feel like me if I work on it, you know.
Yes, man, work. Yeah, me and man work 20 is.
Yeah, man. One of the most honorable in front of my name, man.
But on the but just a little segue from the note of doctor. Just going back to Elaine. So
Mm.
we've spoken at length about you know the negative effect of her decision to change coaches. But one of the things that we really haven't discussed, and I don't know if you can give some insight, Kims, is the whole um doctor part, the whole recovery part, the whole healing part. Having changed camp, is it that no, she no longer has access to the type of masseuses that she used to have access to, the doctors who used to check up on her and so on, or front of her so much clout that him say, all right, you doctors, ET is blacklisted from these facilities, so she can't get the quality care that she was getting previously. Is that also a factor that in terms of her injury management and injury recovery?
No,
All right,
so
I can't tell you about the masseuse. The masseuse that she worked with at MVP
Uh-huh.
is still the same masseuse that she's still working with. I can tell you that
Okay.
much.
Okay.
And I heard that he's the best, basically best in the business. Isn't it, producer? Wasn't that what we were told? Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I I just know that anybody who when I know about the masseuse part, but I know that certain things that she was getting from the quote unquote MVP. Obviously, she's no longer a part of that, so she's not allowed to get those quote unquote benefits. But probably that masseuse, if that masseuse is not quote unquote, for example, like in a contractual agreement with MVP, like, oh, I can only massage MVP athletes, then I think that's probably the reason. But I don't know the intricacies of
But
it.
Pims,
From
the same masseuse. I heard that is a dude, right? He's the one that is a masseuse for Shelly,
yeah,
Shericka, Elaine.
yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. Sometimes you have a masseuse like, no psycho. You have a masseuse. I think Lee Ford came on here and he was talking about a therapist as well, who he was the one who talked to Asafa and talked to a lot of other athletes. Like if you're really really good at your craft, you can be like a quote unquote independent, so you can go to this person, that person, that person. But again, I'm saying like, the persons who, like, for example, the training staff who are like, when I hear say a sheep punch him, but hey. But anyway, so the coaching
Because
staff,
me not like still know. Me not want to say that, but me know him.
oh, you know him?
Well, I don't know him. I've seen him. Come from basically along the same corridor.
Oh,
So
really? Oh,
yeah, me know
okay.
him. Me see him already.
Yeah, yeah, but if someone is like have a contractual agreement with MVP, then only MVP athletes can benefit from them. But again, as Devon said, his muscles probably be the best so them have in a Jamaica or wherever he is. So them just use him, everybody use him and them no forget out the nuts them and no for tell you when tension the years of tension the this. So.
So, but what role does the coach really play in injury management? Or they don't get involved? They just say, okay, you have an issue, go to the doctor, and whatever the doctor tell you to do, then that's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, that's normally it. That's why, you have physios and, all those kind of people, to do that. The coach really his primary responsibility is to coach up the athletes, if you say, hey, I am hurt, just like with any other sport, right? If you play basketball and you say you're hurt, you know, freaking Eric Spoelstra now go, hey, Ron, let me see what's wrong with you. No. You go to the medical staff and, they take care of you, they treat you, and they convey that message to the coach, and then, the coach can make a decision, hey, all right, you're not run today or whatever the case may be. But I'm not think the
It's
coach.
just like when then now, Wally. Football, I realize that it's normally the doctors that run onto the field and whatever, and then they relay the message to the coach afterwards. And then the coach normally come to the press conference and say, hey, this player is out because the doctor said the ABRC. Right?
Yeah, yeah, even when you see like
Don't forget what you're going to say, Levon.
Yeah, man, I'm going to remember.
even like in the NFL, and they might interview, as Levon say, they might interview the coach after. You never hear what the coach always say. I don't know. I don't know. I have to get with the medical team after, and then see what them say. Usually the medical team or medical team is the best. So hopefully, blah 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 blah.
All right, so yes, Fire saying this before I say what I was going to say. So Fire saying that okay, Kims, Usain got his honorary doctorate from Brunel University in London. You can find the article. Anything I say happen is fact. I don't say I think and say I know.
But
And say I know.
yeah, and so if I'm not mistaken, one can tell me, an honorary doctorate isn't that something that like
It's
you're out?
bestowed. It's bestowed to the person by an institution. It's
Yeah,
not
but
something that is.
I
Not.
just know more kick up your way.
It's not something that you go to a
like
course
like
of
you
study
talk on
for.
your work for
Right.
so that is what I was getting at Fireheart.
So chems,
Yo,
right?
Go on, go on, go on.
Yeah, so the honorary doctorate degree, right? Like you would give both an honorary doctorate degree of laws.
Line, brother.
So what they do is actually it's an actual degree for real, but they waive the requirements for it.
yeah.
That's
So
what they
that's so,
do.
so you say you will give both one?
Law, brother.
A law
Law
degree,
degree both up from UA.
honorary doctorate degree of law.
Law degree?
But this brother that's go UA for 5 to 6 years now. I study for law. So yeah, it's a law degree. So it's
Like
actually
listen,
the honorary doctor of law. You
yo,
see.
you must be out of your goddamn mind. Like that we just talk about water down like that. Like them little thing them here talk about. Like again, I'm
In
not taking
can
away.
practice though. In can practice.
I'm sure he doesn't want to practice either. But him like him like the
So
accolade.
bossy man.
Yeah, him like the
Fancy.
accolade. But I just think again, as I said, I just think it's a slap in the face to those persons who are in school 4, 5, 6, 7 years. I fear do a bunch of research. I fear do this, I fear do that. Not from my school. Get from somewhere else. Not from my school. No.
Games when I come into them, I say a bad mind.
Same flavor for me, kids. But yes, Alex D saying that you will need to give me back my money from now and my doctor.
See there, Alex. Totally agree. The persons who are saying I am bad mind, I don't think I'm bad mind in the same flame. I do have bad mind tendencies sometimes, but not in this situation. Sometimes, but not now. I think I like when hard work is being rewarded the correct way. Again, so I'm not saying we can't laud Usain Bolt. If you want to make him a damn national hero, go ahead and do that. But again, there are certain things for certain people. And I think when I hear about, especially a doctor of law, I am looking for a lawyer. I am looking, how was law school? We're supposed to get, how was law school? Give me some pointers on it. Not, yeah, you will just give me this because I'm the world record holder. We can give him other things. Name a road after him. If you want to create a new parish, the Usain Bolt parish, I am all for it. I
Yes,
am
man.
all for it.
And since as you will want to do that, just name a place over there. The
Yeah.
Usain Bolt Hall.
Yes, Usain Bolt Hall, the Usain Bolt stretch, whatever it is you want to do, you can name. This once you pass Spanish Town, all of that side there, Jamaica, is Usain Bolt territory. Whatever you want to do, I have absolutely no issue. But I have an issue with because again, I know persons now who are going out there and they're trying to complete their doctorate, and I'm telling you, it's nothing easy. It's stressful days and even more stressful nights.
Facts.
So,
Facts. But I think we have been here long enough, man. And I think you gentlemen want to sleep along with myself and plus our viewers that really want to sleep because a lot of times the super hyper say, boy, me day past my bedtime, but super hyper appreciate it, man. I love it. But
Caroline, 1 second, my boss. Caroline, send the producer our level on your number so we can talk after Miss Caroline.
oh boy. Um Gentlemen, it was a pleasure being here with you guys, man. Yeah, Kim talk a lot of madness and of course get a lot of belt buckle from both of us, but that's what made the show entertaining, man. Can't have all our dip on yourself say the same thing. That would be like boring. But anyways, big up Kims, big up Wally, big up man behind the scenes, Josh. And to you, the commenters, big up as always. Always remember, like, share, and subscribe. All who don't do it yet, ensure that you hit the subscription button and make sure you share it with everybody on the contact, everybody on the territory. And just like Kim said, in the street after UCN, share the podcast with everybody along your street.
Yeah.
Make your
Big
street
up
your
yourself,
sports friends.
super hype.
Your street's supposed to name sports friends, you know. So people, do the right thing.
Do the
Until we see
right
you
thing.
again, peace out.
Alright, man.
Oh.